Information is surfacing that the world champions are hitting a massive financial wall. Sources tell me 4 key defensive and skill position players have seen their value skyrocket, creating a significant roster dilemma. Decisions on these departures are imminent. Subscribe for the full report and like this video to stay updated on these critical negotiations.
We are looking at a classic good news, bad news scenario unfolding in Seattle right now. The good news is that the Lombardi Trophy is residing in the Pacific Northwest after a dominant Super Bowl victory. The bad news, which is something I am hearing from multiple sources across the league, is that the bill for that championship is officially coming due. We are tracking 4 key unrestricted free agents from this Seahawks roster who have seen their market value absolutely skyrocket in the days following the Super Bowl. When you win a title in this league, you are not just winning a ring, you are putting a premium tax on every single player who contributed to that success. Agents for these players are already active, and the message they are sending to General Manager John Schneider and the front office is loud and clear. The discount days are over. We are talking about players who outperform their rookie deals or short-term prove-it contracts, specifically looking at the defensive rotation and key skill positions. Historically, we see this Super Bowl bump every year. A rotational defensive lineman on a championship team suddenly commands starter money elsewhere because teams are desperate to buy that winning culture. Sources tell me that the Seahawks front office is currently running the numbers, and the reality is stark. These 4 players, who were integral depth pieces and starters during the playoff run, are now asking for contracts that reflect their status as world champions. The market is dictating a price point that is significantly higher than what Seattle had projected in their long-term cap outlook. You have to understand the context here. Seattle built this championship roster on efficiency, mid-round draft hits, and value signings. Now, those value signings have transformed into premium assets. The agents know that other teams with massive cap space are willing to overpay to bring a piece of the Seahawks magic to their locker rooms. This puts Seattle in a precarious negotiating position where they must decide between rewarding the past or protecting the future salary cap flexibility.
The implications of this market shift are massive for the Seahawks roster construction moving forward. You simply cannot keep everyone in the salary cap era, and John Schneider is facing one of the most difficult puzzles of his executive career. If Seattle decides to match the inflated market value for these 4 free agents, they will effectively paralyze their ability to extend their core foundational pieces, the guys like Earl Thomas, Richard Sherman, and eventually Russell Wilson down the road. The salary cap is a zero-sum game. Every dollar spent on retaining a free agent whose value has peaked due to the Super Bowl hype is a dollar you cannot spend on the next wave of talent. My analysis of the situation suggests that the locker room dynamics are going to be tested. When you let popular veterans walk because the price tag got too high, it sends a shockwave through the team. However, the next man up philosophy that Pete Carroll preaches is about to be tested for real. My verdict on this situation is that the Seahawks will likely have to let at least 2, if not 3, of these players walk in free agency. The smart money says they will prioritize the pass rush, likely making a strong push to keep a disruptor like Michael Bennett, while allowing the market to overpay for the other positions. It is the cold, hard business of the NFL. Successful teams get picked apart by the rest of the league. Schneider has to trust his drafting ability to replace these departing veterans with cheaper, younger options. They cannot fall into the trap of paying for past performance. They must pay for future production. The dynasty window stays open only if you are ruthless with the checkbook. I want to hear from you, the 12s. Which of these free agents is the absolute must-keep, and who would you let walk to save cap space? Let me know in the comments below. And for more breaking news and insider analysis on the Seahawks offseason moves, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now.